Hello everyone. Today I will tell you details about a clause and its types. Definition. A clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb, or a subject and a predicate. Here I have given some examples, like first one, James is a good dancer. One clause. But in second sentence there are two clauses, like I have never been to Paris, I have never been to Dubai. Third one, Charles want to buy a car is one clause. I want to buy a motorcycle is another one. And last one, I don't have enough money. Here there are three clauses. Moving on, mainly clauses are of two types. First one, independent or main clause. Second one, dependent or subordinate clause. Subordinate clause further divided into three types: noun clause, an adjective clause, and an adverb clause. Let's discuss independent or main clause. An independent clause is a complete sentence. It is a group of words that has both a subject and a verb, and it also expresses a complete thought. Remember, it makes sense on its own and it doesn't depend on any other clause. Example, he wants to be an astronaut. Here, he is called a subject and want is a verb, and it expresses a complete thought. Second one, dependent or subordinate clause. A dependent clause contains a subject and a verb, but it doesn't express a complete thought. It always depends on main clause to express a complete thought. Example, after all went out. Here, it doesn't make any sense and it is an incomplete sentence. But here you can see, after all went out, I locked the room. Now it is a complete sentence and it makes sense because it takes the help of an independent clause. Moving on, there are three types of dependent or subordinate clauses. First one, noun clause. A noun clause takes the place of a noun in the sentence. It starts with words like who, whoever, whom, whomever, what, whatever, when, whenever, where, whether, which, whichever, why, etc. Example, whoever took this picture is a great photographer. Here you can see noun clause acts as a subject. But in second sentence, we do not know when the train will arrive. Here, noun clause acts as an object. Moving on, adjective clause. An adjective clause describes a noun or pronoun. We can also call it a relative clause. It tells which one or what kind. It begins with who, whom, which, whose, or that. Example, the man who is sitting in the car is my uncle. Here, you can easily get it. An adjective clause starts with who. Then, adverb clause. An adverb clause describes more about a verb, an adjective, or an adverb. It tells us where, how, when, why, to what extent, or under what condition something happened. Example, even if they lose by 3 runs, fans will still love them. Second example, he left a note before he died. You can question here yourself, like he own he left a note when he left a note when he left a note before he died. Last and the most important section, points to remember. Every complete sentence made up of at least one clause. An independent clause can stand alone and express a complete thought. Dependent clause often starts with a subordinate conjunction. Main clause looks much like a regular sentence. Adjective clause usually comes after the noun. Dependent clause doesn't express a complete thought.